Kia ora, boys and girls. I want to read to you, it's an old book, but it's a great one. It's called Boy, Was I Mad? It's by Kathryn Hitte, and the pictures by Mercer Mayer. I was mad one day. I was really mad. So I ran away. I stuck a sandwich in my pocket and I left my house fast. There he is going out the door. And I didn't look back. I wouldn't look back at the house for anything. I was so mad that day that I ran away. I turned the corner and there was a crane hanging out over the street. And a seam shovel was way down in a big old hole about a street wide. Told you it was an old book. The shovel was grabbing up dirt like they do, and the men were digging and pounding and climbing and driving things. They were clanging and banging and scuttling and shouting, and earth and cement and stuff was there. And that crane went up, 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 up. I'd like to work on a thing like that. I think someday I will. Boy, I said. Hey, look at that, I said. One of the workmen grinned and gave me a helmet to wear just like his. It was great at that place. I was so great I almost forgot how mad I was. And then I remembered, and I went on my way. And down the street I met the rag and bone cart. Told you it was an old story. I met the horse and cart, and the rag and bone man gave me a ride. He often does that. So he collects sort of things that people discard. He even let me hold the reins and drive. Not many city boys know how to drive a horse, the rag and bone man said. Nope, there's not many boys around here like you. I might have a horse of my own one day, I said. I think someday I will. It was fun on that horse and cart driving around. Then I remembered how mad I was. I climbed down. A baby stopped crying when I came along. She was funny and fat, and I said, hi. I made her laugh. And I saw a dog that was after a cat. I watched them go. Wow. And then I stopped to pet another dog, and 3 more old hounds came running up to me. They all began to follow me up the street. I said, look, you dogs, I can't play now. I'm running away, see? So leave me alone. Go on, go back to where you came from. Go home. But, dogs being dogs, they tagged along. There isn't a dog that doesn't like me now. I might raise dogs for a living one day. I think someday I will. Then I saw there was a crack in the pavement and there were a lot of ants. There must have been about 100 million ants, maybe more than that. They were marching in a single file, climbing in and out of their antles. Some of them were really working too, pulling on one big dead bug. I watched them for a while. The ants are almost the best thing there is to watch. I almost wished I wasn't so mad. I could have stayed there and watched those ants all day. There he is, standing there watching the ants. Hi, Ted. That's me. Hi. Hey, hi, Tom. Tom is a kid I know. Tom and his dad and his grandpa were waiting at a bus stop for a bus. We're going to the park, Tom said. Come along with us, Ted. Well, I was kind of getting tired of walking, and it was a pretty warm day. It sure would be fun to run and walk and horse around in the park with Tom. I was mad, all right, but sure, I'll go, I said. Okay. We got to the park, and the grown-ups sat on a bench to talk. But Tom and I did some stunts and things like standing on our heads, as you do. and I jumped farther than Tom, and we climbed around on some big rocks, and we wondered how it is that birds know how to fly. We had a really great day. When we came home, there's a kind of pale white half moon in the sky. It was funny because it was still daylight. I'd never seen the moon in the daytime before. I bet I'll go to the moon someday, I said. I bet someday I do. Yes, sir, I'm going to get to that old moon. You wait and see. Then, just as I got to my house, Pete's sake, I thought, I forgot. Here I am, home, instead of running away. What should I do? Well, dinner was on the table and something smelled good. Boy, did I eat. It was a really funny thing. But I wasn't mad anymore. Mum smiled when I told her about it, about all I'd done instead of running away. And she said, "Oh, Ted, I'm glad you forgot and came back home." "So am I said. "Me too, Mum." And she didn't have to tell me to get ready for bed. It certainly felt good, that bed. I was really, really tired. That was someday, the day that I ran away. There he is, snoozing in the bed. Well, some days we're mad. Some days we don't know what to do with our madness. We're grumpy. We're upset about things. But actually then other things come along to distract us, interesting things. And we realise we're not quite as mad as we thought we were. You have a great week.